All right, we are live on Hangouts and gun channels. And of course, we're always waiting for YouTube to catch up, like always. There we go. Let's see. We're there. So, welcome live from the crossroads of America. A 1 hour talk show. We're shooting with disabilities on Wednesdays. We talk, guns, politics, that kind of stuff, mainly to do with disabilities, if we can keep it to that topic. Sometimes we go astray. Um, we'll answer questions from the audience. Just put them in the chat boxes or send me an email to Rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick at gmail.com. Um, also, you have a Patreon page, and I have a Spreadshirt page as well. Just type in Rick's Life or Spotted Rick, and my stuff should show up. And as I said, we're broadcast on YouTube and gun channels. So things are looking good. Let's see what we got here. We got Jason Stewart, who was first. And we got Patriot in the Dark, Rich White, Kingpin on GunTube. Man, I was on there earlier today. That's what made me think of GunTube on YouTube. And we got David Bolin, Rich White, and Sean Connery on gun channels. At the moment, it's too early. Hope other people are coming in, or I'm going to get corked again. I don't know. In the panel, let me introduce the panel. I'll go from my side here. Let's introduce Squib. How you doing?
Hey, doing pretty good. Thanks for the invite.
No problem. Then the one and only Patriot in the Dark.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Thank goodness he's the one and only.
Yeah. Then we got David Kingpin Bolin.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of me running around. I decided to clone myself over and over and over again so everybody would be me the other day. So it seems to be working out pretty good.
But didn't each one successfully get dumber and dumber as you cloned them?
Yeah, and I think that the nuclear-powered chicken man ended up killing me off anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, so far in the panel is Blind Shooter. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Rick. I tried cloning myself, but I decided to go to the gun store instead.
Yep. I'm going to try to get out shooting tomorrow, to be honest with you. All right. Topics. What I was thinking about, a couple of people in the chat. I went to see my eye doctor Monday. And because I can't see out of these stupid ass glasses I'm wearing right now, I'm having trouble seeing out of them. So I went to him, and he said, and he looked at him. He said, and we done the eye test. He goes, and then of course, so he's a new doctor. So asked me all kinds of questions. Found out I'm diabetic and stuff. And he goes, well, he said, there's your problem. He said, what's your diabetes running at? So I told him, because I'm quite proud of myself. For the big boy like I am, my A1C was at 5.9. The last test I had a couple of weeks ago. So,
good job.
So he said, that's what it is. He said, your eyes. He said, when your diabetes is way out of whack, it affects your eyesight. He goes, and you must have been going through a bad spell or something. He said, because your glasses are too strong for you. Because what's happening is on these bifocals, plus these are bifocals. I hate bifocals. I prefer progressive lenses, but hey, at the time, beggars can't be choosers, if you know what I mean. But I have to hold my head up and look out the bottom part to see clearly. And he goes, that's because the rest of it's too strong for me. Which I thought, I know, and I don't know how, honestly, I guess I don't know how to put this without sounding, I don't want to lose my eyesight. I'm not saying it can't happen, and I'll deal with it if it does. But I want to keep my. I don't know. I rather lose some. I think I'd rather lose a limb than I would my eyesight. If be quite honest with you. And so, anyway, where I'm going with this is, I got a new pair of glasses coming. Should be here this. When did I go? Monday. He said they might here one day next week. But also with my insurance, which I didn't know until I called them up, was that they pay up to $250 towards a pair of glasses or contact lenses, either one. So I got myself a new pair of glasses getting made. Then I've ordered some. He also gave me some free contacts to use, and because he's going to get a whole bunch of different ones in to see what works best for me. So I think I'm going back to wearing my contacts as well. So which I like because then I can wear my Ray-Bans and be ultra cool. You
think he's Tom Cruise?
I mean, that's where my topic was going, is on eyesight. Make sure, I know, I don't know how to put it, but I want to take care of it. Or anybody out there, you need to take care of your eyesight. I'm not saying you can't do it, because we got two people in the panel here that manage quite well without it. But,
no, it's better to take care of your eyeballs. That's a good idea.
Well, where I'm trying not to, but I mean, you and Patriot and Blind Shooter, you seem to, you've learned to cope with it or deal with it and learn how to, use it to your advantage or disadvantage. I don't know how the best way to put it, but.
Well, I found bitching doesn't change it, so I'm just I'm good.
Yeah. So, I don't really. So he said if you keep your diabetes under control, he said your eyes were, he said they're not going to. He did tell me. He said they're not going to get any. The only way they're going to get worse is by the diabetes. You letting that get out of control. But he said if you keep that under control, your eyesight. I mean, it's not going to get any. I mean, it's not going to. You're not going to get 20/20 vision, But he says you can keep it at a steady level, and for the rest of your life. Really, he goes, if you keep it under control. Oh, Rich White says my eyes are crap. I need a. Is that cornea? Is that what he put down there? Transplant in my left eye. They think they can salvage the one in my right eye. Oh man, that sucks. So, yeah. See, I mean, that's why. I mean, you got to, if you can, you need to, take care of it. But when it comes to where I'm going with this, with shooting, the contacts I want was I had they call it monovision, where my left eye was for distance and my right eye was for close up and reading. I mean, when I first got those a few years ago. The only reason I haven't worn them I haven't had any for over a year now, because I mean, living on a fixed budget. I mean, contacts weren't at the top of my list, but now more free cash is becoming available. I'm going to go back into them. But what I liked about them was, with being right eye dominant as well, I could see. Holding the gun out there, I could see the sights with no problem with that right eye. And as I'm looking down, and then out of my left eye, I can see the target clearly. So it worked out well both ways. So that's what I like about it. But I've said this before in this chat. That's fine and dandy if you're out and about and you're up and stuff. But I never sleep in my contacts. I just don't. So I take them out. So if somebody come busting into my house in the middle of the night, I'm going to have to learn to shoot with my glasses on. Because I'm going to have to. I mean, I'm all right. That's the first thing I'll grab before I grab my gun. I'm going to need my glasses so I can see the gun. You know what I'm saying? So I need to be able to shoot with them on as well.
Well, how do those contacts? If you can see, one's for distance and one's for close up. What happens if you meet somebody and you wink at her and she disappears? She gets all, fuzzy. Does that affect anything?
I don't think so.
You got to remember to wink with the right eye.
Yeah. I can't wink. Believe it or not, I can't wink with my left eye. I can only wink with my right eye. If I got to do my left eye, I got to hold it down with my finger.
So I've got a lot of practice. I can wink with both eyes
No.
at the same time. That's hard to do.
Oh yeah. Oh, John Brown Productions has joined us. How you doing? So with that, I was quite excited that my eyes had got better, and I was even more excited that the guy managed to get me a pair of glasses that came to $254. With lenses and frames. So, I paid $4. So that was good. I mean, I had to pay a $20 copay for the eye exam, but that wasn't too bad. So, I mean, I have on my insurance because I'm on Medicare, but I have a United Healthcare supplement plan that that I pay an extra. I think it's $18 a month premium on that, and that covers a whole bunch of stuff. Like if I buy my medication, my drugs, my medication, in a 3-month home delivery, totally free. And I take 7 different types right now to keep this old fat body going. So to me, it's worth the $18 a month just for the medication alone. So.
I actually found out something about my health insurance today. I get every quarter, I get $100 over the counter medications free. I can just pick it out and they send it right to me. Now, I don't even use anything, but I was like, no. But I was looking on their site and I can get, first aid kits and all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to do my Christmas shop and everybody's going to get Band-Aids.
Yeah. Hey, actually, I get the same thing. I get
for Night Strike. I'm sending you Band-Aids.
I only get $40 a quarter.
Yeah,
but hell, like you said, it buys the Band-Aids. It's
vitamins or
whatever I need. Plus, if you don't use it, it doesn't go away. On mine, it rolls over.
Oh, mine doesn't.
Yeah. So. From what I understand, I've only used it once and I spent the whole 40. I got a drawer full of Band-Aids now.
Yeah, hey. Just think of Night Strike on his birthday.
You remember, that's where I bought those gloves from for my hands, those compression gloves.
Oh, okay.
That's where I bought them from, was that thing there. So, it's pretty good. It's amazing what, I never look up the thing. I always call them up and talk to somebody and say, is this covered? And if it's not, I get mad at them. How can I put this? Even after living here for 20 years now in a row, right, I still have a hard time paying for medical because all the years I lived in England, I never had to, even though that was socialized medicine. You know what I'm saying? It's taken. I mean, even after 20 years, I still have trouble with it. I'm thinking, goddamn, why should I pay for that? But I understand we don't have social medicine here, so. And really, I don't know if I want it now. When you want something done, like if you need something done, we'll get that scheduled for next week. I don't know if I told you guys, like my sister had to get actually I got to call her. What was it? Back in, what are we in now, April? It had to be back last September, October. I mean, she's 50-something years old now, and she's into horses, and she's in England. And she actually fell off her horse. She said it's the first time she's fallen off a horse in 30 years, But she fell off a horse and hurt her hip, so she had to have they had to schedule her for an MRI. She had to wait nearly 6 months to have that MRI done. Then another month. And once she had that done, she had to wait another. They said once they had that done, then they schedule you to see the specialist to read the MRI. They said that only takes about 30 days. So during the 7 months period, she could be in agony. You know what I'm saying? So it's but I say that, but once they see you, the medicine over there is very good, actually. So it's just, just something they're used to it, so they don't understand that anything different than that. So to them, that's okay. That's just the way it is. They don't realize that that wouldn't be tolerated over here.
Well, okay, so here's some of the drawbacks. One, higher taxes. You're going to pay through the nose. If you think you're paying, as much as I complain about income tax, if we had 100% socialized healthcare here, you guys would never be able to shut me up complaining about it.
Oh, absolutely.
The other thing is, like what you were saying, the long waits, all the red tape and all the, there's no competition. There's just, they're not set up. Medicine here is an industry. I don't care what anybody says, it's an industry. And then the other thing is, you're more attractive to people who want to come into your country, and I don't mean legally. Now, I know last night we had a talk on 2A Tuesday about the southern border and about people crossing illegally. But part of the reason some of these people have gone over to Europe, they say it's to get away from all the violence in the Middle East. But part of it is the free health care. Ontario, Canada has got a huge population influx of immigrants, and a lot of the truck drivers I used to deal with would drive car parts across the bridge they didn't go through a tunnel, but across the bridge into Michigan. And while we're unloading or whatever, we talk and almost all of them said the reason they moved to Ontario was for the free healthcare, the socialized medicine in Canada. So I imagine that more than just the truck drivers there moved there for that. So we would have a much bigger problem with illegal immigration, or with just getting flooded with that if we went 100% socialized like Europe. I don't want to see that happen here. I don't want to have to wait. I don't want to have a situation where I can't go to the best doctor if that's what I can afford. I don't want to see any of that, and I definitely don't want my taxes going any higher.
Well, if England had healthcare that was worth anything, or Canadians had healthcare, or South Africans, or Djiboutians, then people wouldn't come here for their healthcare. And the case in point, Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger's an ultra rich dude, and he could have went to a hospital in London to have his heart surgery done, but no, he didn't. He hopped on his private jet and came to America to have heart surgery, because America's healthcare system is the best that there's ever been.
And all the innovation is here. So
yeah, but some of the people where they're coming from, their healthcare is so poor or non-existent that they're just looking for healthcare, but they don't want to pay for it. And that's my big concern if we ever went 100% socialized healthcare here, is that quality that Mick Jagger flew over for would go away, because it'd get watered down once it's free for everybody and there's no incentive and there'd probably still be some sort of, I don't know, upper echelon healthcare for the very, very rich somehow or another, but I won't get in on that.
Yeah, you're right. If that was me with the heart condition that Mick Jagger had, I wouldn't have the luxury to be able to come over here.
Well, that's what pisses me off the most about it is Charlie Gard, little baby Charlie Gard, got to stay in London and die, and his parents got to sit there and watch him die.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Socialized medicine, but Mick Jagger hopped on a plane and came and got heart surgery.
Oh
So
yeah.
you mean to tell me that his old, crusty, nasty, disgusting, terrible music making body is worth more than that baby?
Or Alfie. Yeah.
In their eyes, sadly, it is. They care more about the rich and the celebrities than they do the hardworking people that actually try to make a living.
Hey, money
Just like
talks.
here. Just like here.
You know, that movie I, Robot that Will Smith did when he was telling the girl about how he ended up getting his arm ripped off and why he's got a robot arm? He said that a robot, he crashed into the water, him and another car, and there was a little girl in that car, like 4 years old or something like that. And he said that the robot calculated that he had a higher percentage chance of surviving than the girl did. That's why the robot pulled him out of the water and not the girl. And the quote that he said was something about she had a 4% chance of living, and that was well worth the chance. You know, Charlie Gard should have had his opportunity to get over here and get some type of help. Even if he didn't make it, even if he died, he needed that opportunity. And he didn't get it. And that is something that the people who made that decision, they're going to have to wear that on their souls for eternity. Whether they believe in God or not, whether they believe what they did was right or not, that soul down inside them is going to be marked for eternity.
Yep. And I've been blocked by the royal family because I tweeted about that.
Well, the difference between them two and some of the other people that are trying to leech off of what system we have here is they would have come over, they would have got visa or passports, they would have come over, they would have stayed only as long as they needed to stay, they would have paid their own way, or maybe they would have got donations or whatever. I'm sure lots of people would donate money to them, but they wouldn't be like, well, now that we're here, we're going to stay, sign us up for every little thing. No, they'd be on their way back to their home after they got the quality health care here. And I don't know. Somebody might go, well, why can't we just give this to everybody? There are people that are trying to do the right thing for their family, but they're doing it by the book. They're doing it within the law. They're doing it, unless of course they've got some sort of socialist country holding them back. But then there's other people that aren't, and that's just dragging down the system. And I mean, I had somebody, we were going back and forth on YouTube, and they were talking about how all these people that go into the emergency room and don't pay their bill is why I have to pay so much when I go to the hospital. And he's right. It is. And I don't like it.
For it.
Yeah. Well, and that's me. But if you said, well, let's just go to socialized medicine since this is happening anyway, no way. Nope. And if medicine was better overseas and I wanted to take my kid over there, I would hope the United States government wouldn't prevent me from doing that.
The thing that, and this is speculation because I don't know the people, but I'm just going to guess, is if Charlie Gard's family would have come over here, succeed or not, whether he survived or not, they would have been grateful. And that's what the difference between the illegal immigrants that come into our country and leech off of our Medicare and Medicaid system is they're not grateful for it. They think that they deserve it. Like they think that they're owed that. And that's another problem I have with it. If you're going to come and you're going to get a handout, be grateful for it. Don't
What's
just
like
say it's mine and I deserve it.
what's like that thing now with Trump in the sanctuary cities? I saw here a couple days ago. They're all kicking up stink now because Trump wants to send them to sanctuary cities, and they're like, no, we should be able to go where we want to.
So could you imagine going to the emergency room in one of those sanctuary cities and you can't even be seen at all because they're so blocked up with all these people that, I mean, it could create a problem.
Squib, it already happens, buddy, here in New York City. We're a sanctuary state, and the local hospital, to me, it's literally a 5-minute drive if you hit heavy traffic. And to go in there just to get stitched up, you're waiting 2 hours because Tom, Dick, and Harry, oh, my stomach hurts, or oh, my leg hurts.
Well, I mentioned it last night on Sandhill's show as well when we were talking about the immigration and stuff like that. Maryland is another one. They've been doing that for years and years and years and years. Illegals come in, they get busted, and they ship them to Maryland. And I used to work for a company that invented and designed and manufactured surgical equipment. So I'd go to every hospital in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Every single one I was in at least once a week. And without fail, when you get down into DC, and I guess talking too much of the topography is not going to make sense, but you get down into some of the uh, more diverse neighborhoods, I guess you would say, or lower income neighborhoods, they're packed full of pregnant women with 15 kids already. And maybe I'm ignorant for saying so, but those are people who are getting paid to have babies. That's I get that's a leech on the system, and I saw it everywhere, everywhere. So it's not like something that might happen; it's something that does happen.
Yeah, that happens in every city. I mean, I saw it growing up in Pittsburgh. I mean, you would have women; they'd have between 5 to 10 kids, and each kid had a different father, and they didn't. Half of them didn't know who their dad was.
So our healthcare system is somewhat socialized, but it hasn't gone over that edge just yet. But it wouldn't take very much to push it over the edge. Obamacare almost got us there, and I have a feeling that the next president or two is going to suggest something, and we could end up going like England. And oh boy,
I
Yeah,
mean,
you
it
guys,
would be a nightmare.
yeah, you guys
I
are
mean,
talking about how Mick Jagger came over here for heart surgery. You've had leaders of countries over in Europe and Asia coming here for heart surgery. The King of Saudi Arabia has. The president or prime minister, whatever they have over in Italy, has done it. I mean, it's not just celebrities from over there; it's their government leaders in countries that have socialized medicine are coming over here because their medicine over there sucks.
Well, you can smile. If we ever get social medicine here, you'll never have that happen again because all the innovation will go out the window. Nobody's
Right.
going to be paying to discover something new if it's given away free.
Yeah, and it's so convenient that when they passed Obamacare, everybody fell under it except for who? The politicians that voted for it. Imagine that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Barack Obama and his kids will never have to deal with the insurance that has his name on it.
Well, what they're doing now is a lot of the insurance companies don't want to pay for standard procedures that they used to cover a year ago. I mean, I need a root canal done, and my insurance company won't approve it. They said you have to pay out of pocket. And apparently, a lot of insurance companies are doing that now. Like, oh, well, we can't cover this anymore. You got to pay out of pocket.
Yeah, there's a lot of the doctor's offices that instead of having insurance and stuff, you can actually pay I know dentist offices around here, they'll say, you pay $25 a month, and then whenever something happens that you need done, you pay, we'll cover 75% of it or whatever it is. I don't know. But so there are pay as you go. And then there's some that doctor's offices actually will let you pay, just a certain amount every month, and it kind of covers you
Yeah,
for whatever. I mean, I don't think it's anything that was, transplant of an arm or something. I don't think that'd be covered, but
Yeah, I don't know what dental insurance Blind Tutor has, but that's the way it's been around here forever. And when I was a kid, that's the way it was. If you got any kind of dental coverage, it at most they would pay a percentage, and you were still paying the rest out of pocket anyway.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, like I was saying, I mean, my insurance, my Medicare, United Healthcare supplement I had to pay $20 copay for the eye test. I think the eye test now is well over $100 just for the eye test now. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, when I just got my glasses, I still had to pay 150 something out of pocket in addition to what insurance covered.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was lucky my insurance covered $250 towards glasses, so I got a cheap pair.
Well,
within that range.
Yeah, our insurance covered, I believe it was 350, and I still was paying 150 more out of pocket. My glasses were not cheap.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, sometimes that's another thing. Is I understand that, but when your eyes are bad,
Well, I got a question for the four-eyed people in this room.
Yeah.
Why can you turn on the TV and every other commercial is you get 85 pairs of glasses for $25? All these crazy cheap, these are the best glasses on the planet, and you can
And
get 3 pair for $99. Like, how is that?
that's
Good.
that's kind
Capitalism.
of funny. What's funny about that is you'll go through and you'll pay your vision, whatever it is, $35-$40 a month. But then you can go to, Walmart or whatever and get your $99 exam and then get glasses. So if you end up just getting glasses every other year, I mean, you pay more in just the fees for the insurance anyways. So I know a lot of people that don't get vision because then they just go and they pay for that exam.
Yeah. Now, what happens
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of times is your eyes, those kind of deals, when you go there, like I'll go there with my prescription and they go, oh, read the small print. Your eye, because I got stigmatisms in both eyes.
Mhm.
That's not covered.
Yeah,
It's only people who, they are having trouble seeing, but their actual eyeballs are okay.
yeah, and when they give you those prices on the commercials, that's for the weakest prescription. Somebody barely has anything wrong with their glasses. If you have serious issues with your eyes and what your prescription is, it's going to drive the price up. My glasses, if I'd went to Walmart, even with one of my kids' 10% discount that they get at Walmart, would have cost more at Walmart than what I paid at the optometrist office that we went to.
Now, see, I don't have any good feelings about Walmart either, but I will say I went to get contacts. I was on a trip down to Louisiana and my contacts were dirty and this and that, whatever. Anyways, when I came back, I was having problems reading data tables on programming. Anyway, so I go in to get new contacts. I go into Walmart. I get the exam. The guy comes over and checks my eyes. He's actually the one that noticed that I was having the issues that ended up leading to my blindness. So if it wouldn't have been for him, I would have been blind probably a lot earlier than what it did. So yeah, that one guy at Walmart that was the optometrist, I do hat tipped off to him. So.
Yeah, I'm not saying Walmart optometrists are bad. My youngest and my son, they both get their glasses from Walmart.
I just had to add that. That's all.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with going. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with going to the optometrist at Walmart. In my case, we would have paid more money if we'd have gone to Walmart.
Yeah. So anyway, but back to my original topic about eye care. There's a lot out there. I mean, you need to take care of your eyes as best you can. And that's what I'm trying to do. So, plus, I said it's going to help with my shooting too. And I think I said I'm going to be shooting wearing my contacts, but I'm also going to. I think shooting with progressive lenses is going to be a lot easier because right now I said the lens is too strong for me, so I have to lift my head up to look through the bottom part, to see. So with a new pair of glasses should make life a lot easier. So.
I got a question. Does anybody know about that documentary? The guy was like an assassin. All he ate was carrots. Does anybody remember that?
You talking about Shoot 'em Up?
Yeah, that documentary.
Yeah, and he killed somebody with the carrot. Yeah.
Yeah, where all he ate was carrots.
Yeah, the whole movie. Yeah, the whole movie. It's always eating carrots, and then he's sitting at a bus stop, and these guys come chasing this woman, and he goes to save her, and he ends up stabbing the one guy in the throat with the carrot. Yeah.
Yeah, that documentary.
Yeah.
I just bring that up because I was informed this morning, because Easter is Sunday, that carrots help your eyes because you've never seen a bunny with glasses.
This is true.
So,
this is true.
Just saying, maybe this is.
They always said carrots help with your eyesight.
Bugs did wear glasses sometimes as part of his disguises.
Yeah, but I don't think they had lenses in it. They were just frames.
Yeah. No, he had fake lenses.
He had
that little cartoon line showing that there was supposed to be a reflection or something on them. But yeah. But again, he probably didn't wear them for real because he only wore them when disguised.
All right.
He did wear sunglasses too, but it's sunglasses.
Yeah. Oh, real quick before we carry on, I normally give you guys the question to my quiz for Saturdays for my whole box of, my swag pack. I got all kinds of goodies in here. And nobody's entered. I haven't had one entry yet. So the question was, in the show NCIS New Orleans, what is the main sidearm of nearly all the NCI agents who work out of the New Orleans office? Email me at rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com.
Now, I know what the real life standard issue handgun for NCIS is, but considering it's TV, they probably use something different.
So, so I need to know what their main one is off of that show. I typed it into Google, and that's how I found it. But if anybody's got any gun questions they want me to use for my quizzes, you can send them to me with the answers. It means you can't enter, but that would help me out too. By the way, and and if you got any questions for this chat or my chat on Saturday, you got any questions you want to ask, email them to me too. If we can bring them up and discuss them. You guys want me to do all the work? Yeah. All right. Anybody else got anything else?
Yeah.
Yes.
I am considering getting a firearm for my father. He just turned 70, and we were talking, and he said that the 38 that he normally shoots is getting to be a little bit too much for him with his arthritis. That's a really nice shooting 38. So his hands they've got to be pretty bad if that one's bothering him. And he said it wasn't the recoil. He said it was the trigger pull. So he was thinking he wanted to get a 22 long rifle, and he wasn't really sure whether he wanted to go semi-auto or revolver. So I thought about getting him a Heritage Rough Rider. Well, actually, I couldn't get it for him, but I can get him a gift card for a store, and then he can go down there, use the gift card to buy it, and then fill out the $44.73 and the whole 9 yards. I have never shot a Heritage Rough Rider. I did watch a video from Budget Guns and Gear Review on it and Travis P11 on it. Does anybody know how the trigger is on those?
On which one?
On the Rough Rider?
The Rough Rider, I have one. It's super light trigger.
So if he's got an arthritic trigger finger, that might be something he can work. See, I was there thinking, okay, he's got to load each chamber in the cylinder, and that might be a little bit hard to do with something so small like a 22 long rifle and arthritic hands, right?
Yeah, it loads just like your standard Peacemaker, your Colt, like 1873.
So if you flip that loading gate open, it kind of helps guide it in.
Yeah, here.
Because you got to think of somebody with their hands that are they're starting to seize up, right?
Right
so,
here. Let me turn my camera on, Squid. I'll show you. Yeah. See, you got the standard loading gate on there, just like you do on the Colt.
So that would help him guide it in if his fingers were a little bit seized up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm going to go off of what you're saying. Thank you very much. And I'm going to make sure that I get him a gift card, and he can have a Rough Rider. See how he likes that.
And here's the trigger pull. With this, my index finger and my thumb, I can pull that trigger.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm looking at, and somebody else mentioned in the chat, the 380 EZ.
If he isn't gonna like a 38 special and a full size revolver, then I don't know that he'll like the 380 and a semi-auto. And see, my other thing was maybe I would get him like the newer Ruger, the Mark IV that's easier to take apart and whatnot. But then I was thinking, would he have trouble loading magazines? I don't know. I can tell you that the arthritis that's gotten into my hands is only in the beginning stages. So I have a very, very rough idea of what he is going through as far as not being able to use as well, and the pain and everything else. So I'm trying to, I mean, in worst case scenario, if he goes, I don't like the Rough Rider, the next year for his birthday, I get him another gift card and he goes out and gets, a Mark IV or a Buck Mark or something, and then he's got 2 guns, right? So
Well-
I'm thinking though, after you showed me that though, that I'll go with the Rough Rider, Rich.
I don't think so. I don't
But
think
he's
so.
still got to cock the thing. Can he pull?
Yeah, and you know what? That's what I asked him. I
easy.
said, "Aren't you going to have problems cocking it?" And he goes, he said, "No, it's the trigger." And I thought that was
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Yeah, this cock's super easy too. The hammer doesn't have a whole lot of spring pressure behind it when you're cocking it.
All right, I got something for you there, Squib. The Rough Rider is too cheap. You got a credit card. You need to buy them like a Browning, the Buck Mark. That's easy to shoot, and yeah, that's my suggestion.
Is it hard for him to load the magazine though?
No, it's got a little tab on the side. You pull it down with your other thumb, and they just fall inside. It's
All right.
really easy. Really easy.
Is the trigger adjustable on that? Not on the Rough Rider, on the Buck Mark.
I'm not sure. I would ask Clover because he does all those mods on there. But it's just like having the whatever that is, 1022. There's all sorts of aftermarket stuff for them. So I mean, the one I got, I mean, it pulls like butter. I mean, it's pretty smooth. And the thing is, with that magazine, you pull it. There's a tab on the side that slides down with your thumb, and so one hand can hold it, and you just drop them in. So
Just like on the 380 EZ.
Is it? I've never messed with that, but
yeah,
it's really easy, and it's a 22, so it's not it's not going to be, and it's got a good weight to it too. So if he can hold up that full size 38 special, and it's not the weight is an issue, because you want to make sure that's not it either, where he can actually hold it up. And it's like my stepdad's got MS, and after about a half hour of shooting, he can't really hold steady. He starts to get really shaky.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought he was going to complain about, the weight or the recoil or cocking it. And those were not issues for him.
Okay.
He said it was just the trigger pull on it. But he did say specifically he wanted to get a 22. And I'm just thinking he wanted to get a 22 because it's cheap ammo. And almost everything that he would have to deal with, he's always like 22. I mean, you can deal with little critters. You can use it for home defense. You could use it to hunt with. I mean, it's good enough, but I'm kind of a center fire kind of guy. I'm not anti-rim fire, but I'm just more of a center fire kind of guy. So I don't know if the 22 is just so that, he can buy a brick of it and he's set, Here's
another thing with the Rough Rider you got to take consideration. Like with mine, you can get them with 2 cylinders, a 22 long rifle and a 22 Magnum.
That's true. See, because I just get him a gift card for not only enough to buy the gun, but then enough to buy tons of ammo. So if I should probably call him back and say, hey, do you want the 22 because of the cheap ammo? Because if that's the case,
I would take him into a place so that he could shoot them. Because I mean, whoa, listen to that. Sounds like Tony's coming in.
We're talking about single action revolvers, and then.
But I would check
Well, that was
that
going to
out.
be my
And
suggestion.
if he needs to see a video about it, I put out a video on the Buck Mark. So
all right,
that's my Travis moment. Sorry.
But yeah, no, you're good, Patriot. Squib, I was going to say, like, instead of getting the gift card, do you have any like ranges near him that can do rentals and he can test fire what he wants?
Possibly. The thing is, he's down in Kentucky and I'm up here. But when he comes up to visit, we might go up to, there's a local place that they rent. They've got an indoor range and they rent. And they may have a Buck Mark or a Mark IV. I doubt they'll have a Rough Rider, but maybe we can get some father-son time and go to the range and try that out. It kind of sucks the way the laws are, because if the laws about crossing state lines with a handgun and all that other garbage was different, then I'd just get him something here and put a bow on it and hand it to him here. And we could buy something here, I could pay for it and he could fill out the paperwork and it could go to his FFL in Kentucky. But it's just as easy to go into the big box store where they've got them on the shelf with a gift card and go here, and they just hand him the 4473 and he handles it. No transfer fee, no nothing. So And like I said, I could just do the gift card for more. Then he could turn around and buy ammo or whatever he wants, to go with it. And there you have it. So just have to find something that fits him. But from my standpoint, I'm thinking, okay, I've got the same hands. This is going to be me in 25 years. So, I just wouldn't think the trigger pull would be an issue with arthritis.
Well, it can,
The-
depending on how your fingers are. I've seen
Yep.
people that had pulling triggers before because of arthritis in their knuckles and whatnot.
Yep, my mom actually has rheumatoid arthritis, so some of her stuff is like on her skin, but her knuckles are really enormous. Not enormous, but big for her little hands. And so some pistols, when she hangs on to them, it's painful to hang on to it because of the way the knuckles hit on the pistol. That's why, I gave her that SIG, because it fit just right, and her, with the safety and just everything just fit right with her hand. So it might just be that, the knuckles might get in the way, and if it hits at a certain spot or whatever, it could always be, harder to pull, if it's just in an awkward position.
All right. I got your email, by the way, Patriot.
Okay.
Well, thanks everybody for the input and the advice. I appreciate it. And I'll figure something out, but I'm a little bit better informed now. So thank you.
I'd definitely take them out shooting somewhere, because even like that, finding the pistol that he likes, then you know that, hey, when you get back, here's the money for it, and go get it.
All right. So your dad lives down in Kentucky, huh? Squib?
Yeah, my family's got a farm down there.
Ah.
Half my family's from out there, so yeah.
Okay. I was just curious because I don't live far from Kentucky. But
Yeah, we're the farm's on the other side of well, not really the other side of the state. It's closer to Tennessee than it is Indiana.
okay,
But
I know
really,
what you're about.
yeah, if you went down the street, right? If you went down the street to 41 and took 41 south, that's how you get there. So
Okay. All right. So, yeah, we were. All right. Anything else? Any other topics anybody wants to grab on while we still have a few minutes left?
Yes, I'm gonna do a surprise. Are you guys surprised? A surprise giveaway. Not that anybody's gonna play and even want it, but
Okay. Now I try not to shout out the answer this time.
Okay, good. Since this is shooting with disabilities, it's kind of goes with the theme. My last video was a VIP, visually impaired person tag video, which is kind of something that's going around. It's been going around for a while, I guess. I just never paid attention to it. And even Blind Shooter has done one, so I want you guys to go check those out. But if you've watched it, the question, what we're playing for, I'm going to give a sticker of mine, my logo sticker, as well as some other random ones that I pull out. So hopefully they're good ones. Otherwise, you'll just be surprised.
And for those who've got the camera on, that's his sticker right there. I got one. See, that's what he's giving away.
So
okay.
we got people out watching, or are we just playing this for?
There's people in the chat. There's not many, but there's a few out there.
Those 2 huts in Botswana that are listening on rabbit ears.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right.
just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there.
No. I know they're there. They're always there.
And I got my chat boxes up, so I'm ready.
Okay. There's two answers. You only need one to win. There was two of the questions. One was, what is the worst thing, and what was the best thing about being visually impaired or losing your vision or being blind? So what was one of the answers I gave in that video?
I watched it, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Oh, yes.
And that's it.
Yeah, but nobody's answered yet. You know.
Let me know when.
Hey, I mean, nobody's watching your videos.
Well,
Let
I
me
know.
when you're ready to take a panelist
Hey.
answer.
Blind Shooter got it.
Hey, wait a second.
Blind Shooter just typed it in. Does it
Well,
count,
that's
or is he exempt?
Well, nobody else typed it in.
But, just after him was Rupin RX.
Okay.
Same answer.
All right. What was that answer?
Nothing
Not
able
being
to see
able
your
to see your
daughter.
daughter.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys can. You both can. I'll take Blind Shooter just because he hasn't got one yet, and I figure he better have one because he's in New York. He needs all the help he can get.
Yep.
And so, Rupan, if you, I'm sorry.
Andrew, I was gonna say Andrew Faulkner threw out there. Best thing is visualizing your wife with Pam Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that was the other thing I lost with my vision.
So you said there was Blind Shooter came up with it first, then right after him was Rupin RX.
Okay, so Rupan, send me your address to patriotinthedark@gmail.com. And Blind Shooter, you can do it as well. You already have my email, so I might even have your. No, I don't have your.
I know you stalked me on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I have a quick question to throw out there. You know, with we talked about it before we went live, with New York changing the rules now on carrying through the city or carrying outside the city. Does this mean the Supreme Court is not going to do that case now?
As of right now, it's up in the air. The Supreme Court has not given a definite decision on it, so we are going based on the assumption they will still hear the case.
I didn't hear that, Blind Shooter. You roboted a little on me.
I was going to say, we don't know yet, so it's still on the desk waiting approval.
Has this been entered into the courts yet? To where it's even gone through the state courts? If it hasn't gone to the state Supreme Court yet,
Oh no, the Supreme Court's done a cert on it.
The U.S. Supreme Court's got cert on it.
Yeah, but now New York City changed the rules or changed the law. They're changing it. It's going to take about 30 days to go into effect or something.
Well, the Supreme Court had granted certiorari on it. They're going to hear the case as it sits now. So,
even though New York City might have changed the law on it,
they got to hear the case.
Even though they changed the law.
You know, I hope they do, because by New York City, if they don't and they drop it, it only affects New York City. But if the Supreme Court does it, it will affect any city that tries this. Anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Restricting where you can carry a gun at.
Yeah, if they granted certiorari, they're probably going to take it in here. That they're going to most likely hear the case, even if they change the law, because New York's law still is violating the Second Amendment.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's why I was just curious, because I thought, trying to find a way, trying to get not going to the Supreme Court, because more like all the other, states like Connecticut, California, and all them are more like screaming in New York, saying, "What in the hell are you doing? Our gun laws are built on a house of cards." And
well, that's the kind of that's kind of the thing with if the Supreme Court says, "Hey, we're going to listen to this," I mean, they got to listen to it, because otherwise people would just say, "Oh, well, we changed it a little bit," so to kind of deviate from it. And who knows what they're adding? I mean, the Supreme Court doesn't know that. Okay, well, they said they changed it. Well, what did they change it to? I would assume that they have to hear it anyways, because otherwise that would just promote people saying, "Oh, we're going to change it." So not only Blind Shooter can't, but his neighbor can't either.
Yeah, they can when the city's attorney argues it before the court, they can bring up the fact, "Oh, but we changed it back, so this doesn't apply anymore," to try and get that to weigh in their favor.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that's what a cert is, right? That they said that they're going to look at it. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Certiorari is where they grant permission for the case to be heard before them.
Okay. I'm kind of a rookie at that law stuff.
Yeah, so am I, but I've been learning it fast since I've joined the gun channels to a community. You know?
I mean, besides all those women saying that they're calling their lawyers or something, that's the only thing I've ever heard. I haven't really heard.
Yeah. So anyway, we're winding down now, so I'm going to go through the panel for shout outs and plugs and everything else. Plus, in case anybody's interested, I'm having hot dogs tonight with mustard sandwich because I'm using bread. I told you I don't buy buns unless I have people over.
Hashtag not a sandwich.
So I'm gonna have onion. I'm gonna have chopped onions, relish, all on a slice of bread. You know, so that's what I'm having for dinner. But anyway, let's start with shout outs and plugs. We're gonna start from the same way I started when I opened the show up. So Squib.
You know, I don't know what it is about your show, but I get hungry. I think I could go for some French fries dipped in mayonnaise.
Oh, absolutely.
You're killing me. Killing me.
With a side of green beans casserole.
Oh,
Oh man, yes.
Yeah.
You and my ex-wife would. Oh wait.
I don't know why you guys hate me so much.
Yeah. All right, Rich. Any shout outs or plugs?
Yeah. Sunday night at 8:00 over on the Unloaded Media channel. Check out This Week Unloaded. David will be there. I will be there, and some other people you may know. People like Gizzard Gary, sometimes Gun Snob, and people like that will show up. So yeah, we sit around talking, and who knows? Sometimes we actually have a topic. And this past week we had Jason Stewart come on the show for the first time.
Oh wow. Oh, Andrew Faulkner asked me grilled or boiled on the hot dogs. Tonight they're going to be grilled because my cousin next door gave me a little tabletop gas grill. And I got a little table outside. I got it sitting on. I got the gas. I'm ready to go. I'm going to fire that bad boy up, throw a few on there. That's why I like those little gas grills because it's only me. I'm the only one living here. You know what I'm saying? So cook a couple of hot dogs or a couple of burgers. That works out great. So. All right. Next is The Patriot in the Dark.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been a wonderful show. What do I got going on? I've just recently opened a Spreadshirt shop, so if you like that little logo, you could go over there and get yourself a wonderful hat, as per Squib said that they're wonderful. No, they get shirts and whatever. What else do I got? I do have a Patreon, and I'm gonna do some more focused on the visually impaired stuff. A couple more videos. So I've kind of drifted away from that, and I know everybody cringes always bringing up the blind thing. It's a big joke, but if I don't, new guys, they got to know that obviously there's blind guys out here, because I actually since I did that last video, that VIP video, I've had people that are on the visually impaired side actually pretty excited about the knowledge that they could own a firearm if they so wanted to. Some of them obviously didn't realize that was even an option. So that was kind of cool. So that's so doing a couple more videos on that side of it. Hopefully I can, spread the good news of freedom and liberty. So thank you.
All right, David, the Kingpin Bowling.
Let me see, make sure I'm not muted. And I wasn't. As far as anybody that's got a problem with Patriot talking about being blind, you can piss off. That's the way I talk. That's the way I think about it. Yeah, make sure you check out Rick's Life this Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. And thanks for having me, Rick. Appreciate it.
No problem. And Blind Shooter.
Hey, thanks for having me, Rick. Always appreciate it. Happy Easter and Passover to all those celebrating.
Okay, great. Stubbs' wife just joined us, and we're just finishing actually. So I'm sorry about that. But coming up next at 9, I don't know what's on at 8, but 9 o'clock is never enough ammo. You know, I'm getting almost. I'm not going to say it. No, I'm going to shut up. Anyway, he's up at 9 o'clock. That's all I'm going to say. I will be here on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, the only time that matters. If you have any, if you like what you saw here or whatever, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And also, I have I have a Spreadshirt thing too under Rick's Life as I see it. Just type in Rick's Life or Spotted Rick, and my stuff should come up on their web page. And also, if you missed any of this show, or you want to listen to past episodes, or I don't know if you would call them episodes or not, they're on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. And this one will be up within 24 hours of the show ending. So I want to say thank you to everybody who showed up tonight. I really appreciate it. It makes it worth it. Oh, I got a Patreon page too. And not mainly, I do. Whatever I get from that, I use it for, mailing my prizes out.
Man, you need to have more than just the $1 level, though, Rick. Come on.
I got more than that, haven't I?
No, last I checked, you only had the $1 level. That's why I only give you $1 a month.
I need to get over there. And work on it. I must admit, I do not give Patreon it deserves, but I'm glad you brought that up. I know what I'm thinking of now. I was setting up a Indiegogo thing, and I had different levels on there. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, you're right. I need to go. I might do that tomorrow after I come home from shooting. All right. I appreciate that. Anyway, I'm going to say thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern.